All right, yeah, we've got a little bit of winter to talk about. Not enough for you to run to the Kroger or anything. It's not anything that's going to be a huge hassle. It may even be bordering on just being a nuisance, if that. We'll get to all of it coming up. So first of all, max track Doppler, nothing going on yet. So later on tonight, a wintry mix should be arriving. That will consist of rain mostly, but we will also see some snow mix in, maybe a little freezing rain in some places. Early tomorrow morning, that wintry mix will be around, but then it will be causing some travel impacts. But as we go through the middle part of the morning into the afternoon and evening, it's changing over to a cold rain pretty much for everyone except the far north. By tomorrow evening, we could mix a little snow back in one more time. So let's talk about the meteorology here. What's going on? This has been the main low. It's sitting now south of Louisiana. This is going to become the primary low, although in meteorological parlance it's the secondary because it's the second one to form. But what is key for us is along this trough, and you see that little bit of a rotation right in there. It's really a surface low, but a very small one, but it's enough that it yanks a little bit of warm air north. So we can't bring the cold air down. Thus, we end up with a 35-degree rain. And how many times in the winter season do we see a map like this where the low down here, your inverted trough like that, and we end up with the cold rain? So this is a very typical scenario for us. By the way, this low off the Carolina coast is going to become a dandy by the time it's all done. By noon tomorrow, again, you can see most of us in a cold rain. Northern fringe could have a little bit of a mix. There is your circulation of that weak surface low, but again, it's just enough cold air that we can indeed see mostly just that cold rain. By 5 o'clock, okay, now we're beginning to shift the winds to the north, pulling down maybe just enough cold air on the tail end that areas to the north could get a brief change over to snow and put a little more accumulation down. Meanwhile, this turns into a dandy of a snow going up across Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, West Virginia, on up into the New England states. For us, we get stuck in the backlash on Thursday. It's just a cloudy, cold day. You'll notice in our winter alerts, there are none in Kentucky. Zero. Closest ones are in western Virginia, parts of central West Virginia, and out toward Ohio. Winter storm warnings, though, cover a good chunk of real estate for a very good reason. And again, how many times do we see this pattern where you've got that arcing of a snow possibility with us just kind of left in the middle? But this is going to be a big deal snowstorm. You're going to hear a lot about it on the national news because it's going to be affecting New York. And if it affects them, then it's big national news. If it happened back here, but again, the snowfall potentials that you see here, 1, 2, maybe 3 feet of snow, but for us, obviously significantly less and confined primarily to areas near the river. Although in the area shaded in pink, we could have that little bit of a wintry mix, and there may be a minor travel impact somewhere. And when you get into eastern Kentucky, could be a little freezing rain in some of the deeper valleys. And again, the numbers here obviously are not big. We're talking fractions of an inch. So tonight, the clouds thicken, the wintry mix arrives with rain. Upper 20s early tonight, temperatures rising toward morning, but it stays cold tomorrow. Wintry mix transitions to all rain, maybe another brief transition tomorrow evening. A few flurries on Thursday, dry on Friday, cool on Saturday, and maybe a few showers.